You don't get what you want in life. You get what you negotiate. Every day, you and I will negotiate something in our lives. It's in our relationships. It's with your children. It's with a colleague, with a union representative, with a client, a customer, somebody who's difficult to deal with. Every day in our lives, we are negotiating. Today, in the time that I have with you, I'm going to give you some tips and techniques to help you to understand negotiation a lot better. See, we're taught that knowledge is power. Some of you have heard of this before by our parents, educators, that knowledge is power. Here's something I want you to consider. Knowledge is not power. It is only potential power. And what gives you and I true power is taking action. How many of you have heard saying in business that talk is cheap? Yeah. So the thing is, to be a great negotiator, just model your children. For those of you and parents that have children in this room, children are outstanding negotiators. Wouldn't you agree? For those of you who have young children, you know how powerful they are in terms of negotiation. But in the business world today, in corporate America and corporate Canada and corporations around the world, with the changes today and the accelerated rate of baby boomers retiring at a mass rate in the millions over the next few years throughout this country and around the world, we're seeing a huge change today. The next generation of young people, men and women coming into the workplace is so different because the way they view business, the way they view their jobs, their careers is so much different. In fact, some call it the entitlement generation. For those of you who have children or young men and women who are becoming young people now into the workplace. So how do you negotiate? How do you take the first step? What is it you do? One of the things that I highly encourage you to do is get around people who are successful at negotiations. That's why I love doing seminars, because you get a chance to synergize with people. You get a chance to network with like-minded individuals and meet other people from different walks of life. You also get a chance to leverage yourself through their life experience, through their mentorship and their coaching abilities. How many in this room, with a show of hands, would like to receive things in your life complimentary? Raise your hands. Complimentary. In the time that we have over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a technique that you can apply immediately starting today in your personal and your professional life. And you will see a result by the end of today. Here's what I'd like you to do. The next time you go into a hotel, you go into a restaurant, you take an airline flight somewhere, you're at a movie theater, you're out for dinner, you're involved in your business, in your career, your personal life, you're going to delegate a project, a task to somebody in your company or organization. Here's the thing. For every question that you don't ask, the answer is no. For every question that you don't ask, the answer is no. It's a very powerful question. For every question you don't ask, the answer is no. So I want you, just like your children, to start asking questions. Would you agree? Children are amazing. What's one of the big questions that children ask when they're young? Why? Why? Exactly. So here's what I'd like you to do. I want you, starting today, in your careers and in your personal lives, to start making requests. I want you to start making requests. And here's the thing. When you walk into a restaurant, I want you to make a request for a complimentary dessert, a complimentary appetizer, a complimentary beverage. Last night when I checked in here at the hotel, I made a request at the front desk for a complimentary upgrade. And do you think I got it? Absolutely, I got it. Absolutely. Because with total certainty, I made a request. Now, not every time I'm going to get accepted. And here's what I want to share with you. When you make a request, one of three things are going to happen. And only one of three things. Number one is, and you can write this down, they'll accept it. That man or woman across the counter, over the telephone, that you're involved in a business negotiation, you're delegating to, they're going to accept it. Number two is, they can decline it. Maybe this person is not in a position in his or her workplace environment because of their policies and procedures, their company rules and regulations, that they cannot accept it. So number one is, what? Accept it. Number two is, decline it. And number three is, which I really love in negotiations, is counter-offer it. Counter-offer it. How many in this room with a show of hands are involved in day-to-day negotiations in your workplace? Yeah. Is it important that we don't make the first concession? Why is it important that we don't make the first concession in negotiations? Because you end up negotiating with yourselves? Absolutely. You want the other side to start making the negotiations. So make a request for a complimentary dessert. Make a request for a complimentary upgrade and allow them to accept, decline, or counteroffer. And here's the thing. Avoid being attached to the outcome. Just avoid being attached. Here's the thing. For most of us in this room, one of the big challenges in negotiations is that we're great at giving. But we're taught as children, it's better to give than to what? Receive. Don't toot your own horn. Don't ask for things. Just take everyone else. Some of you in this room have seen the movie called Pay It Forward. What an outstanding movie called Pay It Forward. Random acts of kindness. I want you to, in your life, to start feeling worthy of being open to allowing yourself to receive. And when you allow yourself with gratitude and to allow yourself to be open to receiving, your life will change. One of my mentors many years ago said to me, he said, Darren, if you will change, everything will change for you. If you will change, everything will change for you. And what I've learned is allow myself to make requests. There's times in my life that I make a powerful request. There's times in my life that I will make an outrageous request or an unreasonable request when I have a deadline or I have something I have to work on. But when we allow ourselves to start making requests, your life will open up to a whole new world of possibilities. You'll be able to get done things a lot faster in your life, produce great, outstanding results. But not only that, you'll become a successful role model, a successful leader, because in corporate America and in corporate Canada and companies around the world more than ever right now, we need people to step up. We have a new generation of young men and women that are coming into the workplace today with different value systems, different belief systems, different way of conducting business around the world. The world is getting smaller in terms of networking. In the late 1960s, a gentleman by the name of Stanley Milgram did a wonderful experiment called the Law of 6 Degrees of Separation. How many with a show of hands have heard of this? And what Stanley Milgram discovered was that we were 6 degrees or 6 handshakes away from anyone on the planet. Because of the instant messaging today, text messaging, the internet, and various other forms of technology today, we are now only 3 degrees of separation from anybody on the planet. You have no idea in this room today where 1 year, 5 years down the road, you'll be involved in some form of negotiations with somebody in this room. It could be through a nonprofit organization, through a community service foundation. It could be through business, through a merger, through an acquisition, through a joint venture, through recruiting. Somewhere you're going to be involved with people in this room or know people in this room. So I want you to consider when you start going out there and make negotiations that for every question that you don't ask, what's the answer?